Welcome to a new episode of the podcast. Vox Agent is made by AI for business executives that work with AI. So today we want to dive deep into something really fascinating about generative AI. It's inherent uncertainty. You know, that bit of randomness, unpredictability. Some might even see it as a kind of bug. But what if that very quirk is actually being turned into a massive driver for innovation? We're seeing businesses turn this potential issue into, well, a real advantage.
It is fascinating. What's really key here is how this randomness, when you control it properly, it unlocks completely new ways to be creative, to solve problems, ways that, more deterministic, predictable systems might just completely miss.
Right.
It's not just some technical detail, it's genuinely a strategic asset.
Exactly. So if you're looking for a shortcut to understanding how the really forward-thinking companies are using Gen AI for a competitive edge, this deep dive is definitely for you. Our mission today, to get a handle on how to manage this stochasticity, that's the term.
That's the one. Yeah. Stochasticity.
How to manage that for real, tangible business value. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. So what is this uncertainty in Gen AI in simple terms?
Well, unlike your standard software, where you put something in, you get the exact same thing out every time.
Predictable.
Right. Gen AI doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It's actually designed to sample from probabilities. Sometimes it even starts from just random noise, especially with images. So you get unique outputs pretty much every time you run it. That variability, that's stochasticity.
Okay, sampling from probabilities. Why? Why build it that way?
That's the core of it. Take large language models. They figure out the probability for like thousands of possible next words or word fragments, tokens, technically.
Okay.
But instead of just picking the single most probable one, it samples from that whole distribution. So maybe one word has a 90% chance. But sometimes, maybe 10% of the time, it picks something less expected, more unusual. And with image models, like diffusion models, they literally start from random static, like TV snow, and shape it into an image based on your prompt. So yeah, this variability is totally by design.
Not a bug, but a feature, like we said.
Exactly. It's what gives it the power to come up with genuinely novel stuff, things you didn't expect. It's a bit like those, happy accidents in human creativity.
Okay, but happy accidents can sometimes just be accidents. How do businesses make sure this novelty is actually valuable, that it's not just random junk?
That's the crucial balance. The grounding comes from the massive amounts of data these models are trained on. They learn patterns, context, what generally makes sense to humans.
Okay.
So even when it generates something wild, it's usually grounded in something plausible or relatable. Think about R&D. Gen AI might suggest a molecule design that looks weird to a chemist initially, but then it turns out to be surprisingly effective. It's like having this colleague who's constantly thinking outside the box, challenging your assumptions.
An ever-creative colleague, you said? That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, and it helps break through things like groupthink or being stuck in your own expertise.
Right. So how do businesses actually manage this controlled chaos? What are the knobs they can turn?
Okay, so there are a few key levers. The big one for language models is temperature.
Temperature, okay.
Think of it like a creativity dial. You turn the temperature up, you get more randomness. The model is more likely to pick those less probable, more surprising words. Great for brainstorming, getting wild ideas out.
Okay, high temp, wild idea.
Exactly. Turn the temperature down and it gets more predictable, more focused. It sticks closer to the most likely words. Better for, say, polishing a final draft or writing something formal. There's a quote I like. A higher temperature introduces more uncertainty and thus more creativity. Simple as that.
Makes perfect sense. So low temp for a report, high temp for an ad slogan brainstorm.
You got it. Then, especially in image generation, you have random seeds.
Seeds.
Yeah, seed is like a starting number for the random process. If you use different seeds with the same prompt, you get different images. Lots of variety.
Okay.
But if you find an image you like, you can use its specific seed number again to reproduce it, or to make small tweaks while keeping the core image the same. So you can explore widely, then lock in and refine.
Control again. Explore, then exploit.
Exactly, that pattern. And then there's prompt engineering, which is huge.
Right, how you ask the question.
Precisely. A really specific, tight prompt, like define quantum computing, will give you a focused answer. Low variability. But ask something open-ended, like suggest 10 unconventional uses for drone technology.
And you're inviting more randomness, more creativity.
You're giving me more leash, yeah.
Yeah.
Higher variance in the outputs. And finally, there's fine-tuning.
Training the model on specific data.
Yes. You take a general model and train it further on your company's data, or data specific to your field. This can do two things. It can narrow the focus, making it stick to your industry jargon, your brand voice, reducing irrelevant creativity. A law firm assigned to do this.
Yeah.
Or it can expand creativity in a targeted way, like a game studio fine-tuning on fantasy novels to get really good on-genre story ideas, even if they're quite novel within that genre.
So for you, the executive listening, this means you actually have quite a sophisticated toolkit. It's not just letting the AI run wild.
Not at all.
You can modulate this uncertainty, dial it up when you need fresh ideas, dial it down when you need reliability, and that generate then evaluate strategy seems key.
Absolutely. Diverge, first let the AI generate lots of options, then converge, use human judgment, or maybe even another AI, to sift, evaluate, and refine. It mirrors how humans often create best.
Okay, we've talked how to control it, but the big question for everyone listening is probably, where's the proof? Where are businesses seeing real, tangible benefits from this? Controlled randomness.
Yeah, this is where it gets really exciting. The most obvious benefit is just the sheer speed and volume of novel ideas. It turbocharges brainstorming. Think Coca-Cola's Y3000 drink AI helped generate flavor combinations and even futuristic design concepts.
I remember that one. It was different.
Definitely different. And there was a study, I think, comparing ChatGPT-4 product ideas to those from MBA students. The AI's ideas were actually rated as more purchase-worthy.
Wow. Why?
Probably because the AI has access to such a vast range of information and can combine concepts from different fields in ways humans might not think of. It overcomes our natural biases.
That makes sense. Broader knowledge base.
And this explosion of ideas directly leads to faster innovation cycles, speed and efficiency. We talked about Eaton, the power management company.
Yeah, the 87% reduction.
Incredible, right?
Yeah.
Generating thousands of design options in minutes, cutting development time from months, potentially down to days or weeks. That's a massive competitive edge.
No kidding. And it's not just faster, it's potentially better problem solving too.
Absolutely. That's the enhanced creative problem-solving piece. AI can suggest really unconventional approaches, maybe weird market entry strategies or combining tech from totally unrelated areas. HBR wrote about how Gen AI helps overcome expertise bias, when experts get stuck in their own ways of thinking.
Right. The curse of knowledge.
Exactly. So you get not just more ideas, but potentially higher quality solutions that you might have missed otherwise. Companies can test more concepts, increasing the odds of finding a real winner.
Okay, this is compelling. Let's ground it even more. What are some specific examples across different industries?
Sure. We mentioned product design and engineering, Eaton, Airbus using it for lightweight parts that look almost organic, architects designing novel building facades.
Okay.
In marketing and advertising, Mondelez uses it for countless ad copy variations. Heinz used DLE for those weird viral ketchup images. They leaned into the AI's strangeness.
Oh, smart marketing.
Definitely. In R&D, you've got pharma companies using it to propose new drug candidates. DeepMind's AlphaDev actually found a fundamentally faster sorting algorithm, something computer scientists hadn't found in decades.
Wow, an algorithm.
Yeah. And in creative arts and media, it's everywhere. Artists using Midjourney for inspiration, some call it entropic shaping, musicians generating melodies, game developers using AI for characters, dialogue, even level design, like an AI dungeon.
And it's not just products or creative content, it's business processes too.
Oh, absolutely. Cross-industry process innovation, customer service, using it for more empathetic, creative responses. I heard a great story about a bakery using AI to write a custom apology poem when a cake order went wrong.
Huh. That's brilliant customer service.
Isn't it? HR using it for more engaging job descriptions. Finance using it for synthetic data generation or creating complex stress test scenarios for risk modeling.
Can you give us like a mini case study? Just paint a quick picture.
Sure. Imagine a big consumer goods company. They want a new snack product. They use Gen AI alongside their usual R&D. The LLM spits out 50 really out there flavor combos, things like, I don't know, mango chili peanut butter or seaweed chocolate chips.
Okay, definitely out there.
Right. An image generator mocks up some packaging concepts.
Yeah.
Most ideas are probably duds, but maybe 2 or 3 are genuinely intriguing, things their team hadn't considered. They quickly prototype one, maybe the mango chili peanut butter, and find it's actually surprisingly good, unique. It cuts weeks off their ideation phase and gives them something genuinely novel for a limited launch.
That really illustrates the diverge then converge idea. Generate wild stuff, then filter for gold.
Exactly, that's the power.
Yes, so what tools are actually enabling this? We hear about OpenAI, Google.
Yeah, the big players are definitely key. OpenAI with GPT-4 and DLE3, Google with their models like Lambda and Imagen, Meta with Llama.
Hmm.
These platforms often provide APIs with direct controls like that temperature setting we discussed.
And for you, the business user, these controls are often wrapped up in simpler interfaces, right? Like
Yeah.
ChatGPT having creative versus precise modes.
Exactly. Microsoft's Bing Chat has similar toggles. They're
Hmm.
essentially adjusting those parameters like temperature for you behind the scenes, making it more accessible.
Makes sense.
On the image side, tools like Midjourney or Stable Diffusion let users play with those random seeds explicitly, generate lots of options, or lock onto one seed to iterate. And then you have more specialized tools. Jasper.ai for marketing copy, for instance, has features to control brand voice while generating creative options. Adobe Firefly integrates generative tools into workflows for designers, with controls for style and content.
So the tools are maturing, offering more control. What's the market adoption looking like? Are businesses actually jumping on this?
Oh, absolutely. Adoption is incredibly fast. That Bain survey you mentioned, 95% of U.S. firms using Gen AI by end of 2024. That's staggering.
It really is.
And investments are pouring in, often straight from innovation budgets. It's clear that being an early, effective adopter is becoming a major competitive differentiator. It's shifting from if companies will use Gen AI to how effectively they're using it, especially for innovation.
Okay, the potential is huge, the tools are there, adoption is happening,
Mm.
but it can't all be smooth sailing. What are the challenges? The flip side.
There are definitely challenges, real ones. On the technical front, just getting the right kind of creativity is tricky. You want novel, but still relevant and high quality, not just absurd.
Right, finding the useful novelty.
Exactly. And they're hallucinations, AI just making things up, stating falsehoods confidently. In innovation, that could mean basing a product idea on bad data or a non-existent scientific principle. Big waste of time, potentially dangerous.
Yikes.
And just evaluating all the output. If the AI generates 100 ideas and 95 are junk, sifting through them takes human effort. Automating that qualitative evaluation is hard.
So the human curator role is still critical.
Absolutely essential. Then you have implementation challenges, fine-tuning. Needs good, clean, proprietary data. That's often a big hurdle.
Data prep is always harder than it looks.
Always. Computational resources, too. These models are expensive to run, demanding lots of computing power. And a huge one. Skill gaps. You need people who understand prompt engineering, who can interpret AI outputs critically, who can integrate it into workflows. That expertise is scarce. That Bain survey, 75% of companies said finding the talent was a major barrier to scaling AI.
Wow, 75%. That's a big number. So you need to upskill your existing workforce or hire new kinds of talent.
Both, usually. And it's not just technical skills, it's also about adapting workflows. Studies show the employees who actively learn how to collaborate with AI get the biggest creativity boosts.
Interesting. So it's a human adaptation challenge as much as a tech one, which brings us to the broader ethical and societal questions. How do you navigate that landscape responsibly?
That's critical. Bias and fairness is a huge one. These models learn from internet data, which is full of biases. They can easily amplify those biases in product ideas, marketing messages.
Leading to potential PR disasters or just bad business.
Exactly. Related to that is the risk of harmful or brand-damaging content. An AI might suggest an edgy ad campaign that crosses the line into offensive territory. Needs careful oversight. Intellectual property, IP, is another minefield. What if the AI generates something that looks suspiciously like existing copyrighted work?
Yeah, who owns the output? Can you copyright AI work? It's messy.
Very messy and evolving legally. Many companies are implementing policies now. Always have a human modify AI output, run IP checks. Then there's regulatory compliance. The EU AI Act and other regulations are coming, demanding transparency, risk management. You need to be prepared for that. And finally, the big societal impact questions around job displacement, especially in creative fields, and just the long-term effect on human creativity itself.
So it's a complex picture, huge potential, but real hurdles and serious responsibilities. For an executive listening, what's the strategic takeaway? How should they be thinking about Gen AI for innovation?
Strategically, Gen AI is becoming non-negotiable as an innovation catalyst. It's a powerful tool for differentiation. It can help break down internal silos and, frankly, democratize the creative process a bit more within an organization. And the data suggests it works. Over 80% of companies trying it are meeting or exceeding expectations, and around 60% are seeing direct business gains already.
Okay, so the ROI potential is there. What does that look like in concrete terms? What benefits should you be aiming for?
Well, first, clear efficiency gains and cost savings. Automating first drafts of content, speeding up prototyping. That frees up human time for higher-level work. Second, Genuine innovation-driven growth. Finding those novel product ideas, boosting R&D success rates, creating highly personalized marketing that converts better like that 15% lift in click-throughs some retailers see.
Right, personalization at scale.
Exactly. And third, building a sustainable competitive advantage. Being known as an AI-powered innovator helps attract talent, keeps you ahead of competitors, and makes you more agile.
So how do you tackle those adoption challenges head on? What are the actionable steps an executive should be driving?
It really boils down to a few key areas. First, skill building. Invest in training your people on prompt engineering, on critical valuation of AI outputs, on how to collaborate with the AI. Second, process and culture changes. You need to formally embed AI into your innovation workflows. Make AI ideation a standard step. Encourage experimentation. Third, robust governance and guidelines. Be crystal clear on acceptable use, data privacy, IP checks, ethical considerations. Don't wait for problems to arise.
Yeah, ahead of it.
Definitely. Fourth, measuring and monitoring. Define what success looks like. Track KPIs, number of concepts generated, time saved, adoption rates, ideas that make it to market. Prove the value.
Okay, so let's recap those actionable steps quickly for someone wanting to get started or scale up.
Sure. 1. Identify the highest impact use cases for your business. Where can AI make the biggest difference? 2. Pilot small-scale experiments. Learn fast, iterate, don't try to boil the ocean. 3. Build a cross-functional team, involve IT, legal, business units, R&D. 4. Secure the right tools and maybe partners. Don't just grab the shiniest new toy, find what fits your needs. 5. Develop and communicate clear usage policies early. Responsible AI is key. And 6. Scale and iterate. Once you have successes, build on them. Refine your approach.
That sounds like a solid playbook. Looking further out now, say 3-5 years, where's this all going? It feels like the pace is just incredible.
It really is. We're likely to see evolving Gen AI capabilities with much finer control. Imagine telling the AI, give me 10% more novel ideas, but keep the tone professional. That kind of nuanced interaction.
Interactive creativity.
Exactly. Also, a fusion of modalities. AI seamlessly generating text, images, audio, even video, all integrated, designing entire campaigns or product experiences holistically. We'll probably see more domain-specific foundation models. Think GemGTT for chemists or Architecture Gen for architects, pre-trained with deep industry knowledge and constraints, much more targeted innovation.
So, less general purpose, more specialized experts.
Alongside the general ones, yes. And the human-AI collaboration will get deeper. Maybe AI pair designers that actively participate in brainstorms, offering suggestions in real time, building on human ideas.
A true co-pilot or even co-creator.
Potentially, yes. On the trust side, we should see improved reliability and ethics handling, better ways to reduce hallucinations, control bias, maybe built-in compliance checks, watermarking for traceability to address IP concerns.
That would lower the barrier to entry significantly.
It would. And all this enables new applications and disruptions, mass customization of products designed on the fly, AI accelerating scientific discovery at an unprecedented rate, maybe even new job roles like AI creator director who orchestrates these collaborations. Oh, and one more thing, uncertainty quantification. AI models might start telling us how confident they are in their outputs, helping businesses manage the risk associated with creative bets.
Fascinating. So AI becomes this ubiquitous collaborator woven into the fabric of innovation. The edge won't just be having AI, but how skillfully you weave it in.
Absolutely. So to wrap up, this inherent uncertainty in generative AI, it truly is a double-edged sword. It's this incredible engine for creativity, but it demands careful strategic management. The real art is finding that sweet spot, giving the AI enough freedom to generate novelty, but providing enough guidance and oversight to ensure relevance and value. It's about letting humans curate, refine, and ultimately implement the best ideas AI helps uncover.
A powerful message. So we really encourage you listening to think about how you can start strategically integrating this uncertain genius, as we've called it, into your own teams, your own processes. It's about empowering your people, speeding up innovation, and really positioning your business for the future. Thank you for joining the podcast, and see you soon.